IRCC processing times October 2025, from Asia to Africa, big surprises. Imagine planting a seed and watching it grow, but you don't know when it will sprout. That's how hopeful applicants feel waiting on IRCC's processing times. Hello, I'm Joshua from Travel Tree, your guide through the winding roads of immigration, visa, and sponsorship processing. In this article, we'll journey through the latest IRCC, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, processing times, how they've risen or fallen, and what that means for people applying from the USA, Asia, Africa, and Middle East countries. We will cover what processing times mean and why IRCC publishes them. How times vary by category, immigration/permanent residence, visa/temporary stay, study permit, spouse or partnership sponsorship. Trends, which categories are faster or slower now compared to past months. Regional differences, how applicants from USA, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East are affected. Causes behind increases or decreases, backlogs, staffing, policy. Tips for applicants to plan better. A conclusion summing up the state of play and advice for hopefuls. Let's begin our trip. Understanding processing times with Travel Tree. First, what exactly are processing times? These are IRCC's estimates, not guarantees, of how long it takes from the moment your application is received until a decision is made, or next step requested. These times change weekly or monthly, reflecting IRCC's workload, resources, and backlog. Processing times are grouped by application category, that is to say, study permit, visitor visa, spousal sponsorship, work permit, permanent residence, and by where the application is filed, inside Canada or from abroad, and sometimes by country of origin. Because Travel Tree has seen many travelers wait, I know, a day's increase can feel like a month. So trends matter deeply. Current trends and changes, what's slower, what's faster. Below I summarize recent shifts in IRCC's timelines, especially comparing mid-2025 to now, based on available public updates. Note, data is more Canada-centric because IRCC is Canadian. Study permits. For applications inside Canada, processing has decreased significantly, from 12 weeks to 6 weeks. For applications outside Canada, results vary by country. India, 3 to 4 weeks, slight increase. Pakistan, dropped from 11 to 9 weeks, faster. Nigeria, increased from 5 to 8 weeks, slower. United States, jumped 7 to 10 weeks, slower. So overall, study permit processing is faster for in-Canada applicants, but mixed for overseas ones. Work permits. Inside Canada, processing time increased somewhat, from 182 days to 190 days. Outside Canada, huge variation by country. Pakistan, jumped from 5 to 12 weeks, major slowdown. Nigeria, moved from 12 weeks to 22 weeks, slower. India, stable around 7 to 8 weeks. USA, decreased from 4 weeks to 3 weeks, a small speed up. So work permit processing is becoming tougher, especially for applicants from Asia and Africa. Visitor/temporary resident visas, visitor visas/TRV. Outside Canada. India, jumped from 28 days to 58 to 63 days, major slowdown. Pakistan, from 36 days to 48 days, slower. Nigeria, improved, 56 days to 31 days, faster. USA, relatively stable, 21 days to 24 days, small increase. Inside Canada, moved from 25 days to 13 days, faster. Hence, visitor visa times for outsiders are mostly slower, while internal ones have improved. Spousal/family sponsorship and permanent residence. Spouse/common law, outside Canada, non-Quebec increased from 11 months to 15 months, slower. Spouse/common law, inside Canada, non-Quebec ballooned to 36 months from 34 months or lower in previous reports. Quebec cases, even longer, 41 months or more, with increases of several months over past updates. Parents/grandparents, stable, 36 months, in non-Quebec streams. Quebec streams remain heavy, 48 months. So family sponsorship is one of the most effective, showing consistent slowdowns. Atlantic Immigration Program, AIP.
Минздрав Российской Федерации готовит новую антитабачную концепцию, которая нацелена на снижение к 2025 году распространенности потребления табака среди населения до 25%.
Because IRCC reports data largely by country, we can interpret trends. USA, for many temporary visas, study, visitor, work, there is either stability or slight improvements, that is to say. Visitor visa stable, work permit slightly faster. But for study permits, the increase is noticeable. Asia, e.g. India, Pakistan, Philippines, many categories show increases, slowness, especially study permit, for Pakistan, work permit, Pakistan, visitor visa, India, Pakistan, though some cases improved, that is to say. In Canada study. Africa, that is to say. Nigeria mixed results, visitor visa improved drastically, study permit slower internationally, work permit slower. Middle East, specific country data is not always published, but we can infer they face similar pressures as Asia, longer waits in many categories, especially for temporary visas and sponsorships. Hence, applicants from Asia and the Middle East often face steeper delays, while those from the USA sometimes see relatively better timelines. Why the shifts? Travel trees analysis. Backlogs and volume surge. IRCC is facing a massive inventory of pending applications. In mid-2025, reports suggested 2,189,500 total applications in process, 842,800 exceeding service standards, that is to say. Delayed. Resource constraints and staffing. New policies, digitization, pandemic-era changes, and high-volume strained staff. Some categories, that is to say. Family sponsorship, requires more manual review and verification, causing slowdowns. Policy shifts and prioritization. IRCC may prioritize certain categories, that is to say. Refugee, economic immigration, over visitor visas or extensions, causing others to slow. Country-level complexity. Security screening, background checks, verification with local authorities can vary by country and cause extra delays. Data reporting changes. Occasionally IRCC updates its methodology or categories, affecting how times appear, making them look longer or shorter. Quebec/provincial coordination. In Quebec or in programs with provincial components, extra layers increase delays, that is to say Quebec family sponsorship. Tips for applicants, advice from Travel Tree. Apply early, build in cushion time, don't wait till the last minute. Submit fully, accurately, missing or inconsistent documents often trigger delays. Monitor updates weekly, IRCC adjusts times weekly, staying aware helps manage expectations. Be patient with family sponsorship, these are among the slowest categories now. Use in-Canada timing advantage when possible, that is to say, study permit applications inside Canada have seen strong improvements. If delays exceed published times, follow up, contact IRCC or your visa office. Stay status valid, avoid gaps, overlapping permits or extensions help reduce risks. To conclude. As a travel tree, here's the bottom line, IRCC processing times are in flux. Across many visa categories, we see slower processing than earlier periods, especially for work permits, visitor visas, and spousal or family sponsorships. Some silver linings exist, study permits filed inside Canada have become faster, and visitor visas processed within Canada show positive improvements. Apps from Asia, Africa, and the Middle East are more vulnerable to heavy delays, due to extra screening and high applicant volumes. Meanwhile, applicants from the USA occasionally benefit from more stable timelines in certain visa categories. If you're planning to apply, don't gamble on fast results, expect longer waits, file early, and keep your documents tight. I'll be back reporting the next trend update. Until then, may your visa timeline be kinder than expected. Drop your country in the comments, I'll help you map exactly what these changes mean for your specific visa or trip. Travel safely, prepare wisely, and stick with Travel Tree as your guide to this new chapter of Canadian travel.